Okay.
Just want to note that it's been an hour since you promised me we could do this Tea Party story. Just wanted to throw it out there. It's just been an hour, and you had good news, and it's been a full hour.
I'm saving dessert. It's time for dessert.
Okay.
It's time for dessert.
You get it now?
You get it now.
How much time do we have?
We've got
several minutes.
Great. Perfect.
This is great news. Remember what everyone has said about the Tea Party.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. In fact, here recently, what people think about the Tea Party. Maybe you're a conspiracy theorist, or maybe you are somebody who's crazy, or you're uneducated,
and
or you're a rube.
That's all been proven true.
Right.
By Yale, but only by
proven.
Yale.
Yeah.
The Yale professor wanted to do a study and see how much people of different political groups knew about science. What's their science comprehension level? This is a quote from his story on it. The data set happened to have an item in it that asked respondents if they consider themselves part of the Tea Party movement. 19% said yes. It turns out there's a strong correlation between scores and the science comprehension scale and identifying with the Tea Party. That is, identifying with the Tea Party correlates positively with scores on the science comprehension measure.
Wait a minute. This can't be true. This is Yale. This is a university, not the lock company.
No, it's actually the university. Yeah, on their cognitive. What is it called? It's one of their big studies on trying to figure out.
You probably couldn't read it.
Okay, probably not. Yeah, it's a big word.
It's a big word.
This is from the professor. I've got to confess, though, I found this result surprising. As I pushed the button to run the analysis on my computer, I fully expected I'd be shown a modest negative correlation between identifying with the Tea Party and science comprehension.
Okay, so just so you know, a university professor that is surprised because we're all rubes, we're all idiots,
stupid.
We're all stupid. We've never read a book before in our life, and we certainly would much rather look for miracles that have nothing to do with the miracle of science. We just believe that only our magic sky god can do anything, and medicine should all be chased out because it's witchcraft.
Right.
Got it.
So he thought it was going to be a negative correlation with the Tea Party and science comprehension. But then again, he writes, I don't know a single person who identifies with the Tea Party. All my impressions
doesn't that say everything you need to know?
Everything you need to know
about a Yale professor.
See,
no one in
that's
his
the way
circle of life
never met anyone.
is a Tea Party
I was
person.
walking down the street in New York, and some bus went by and had Anderson Cooper's face on or something. And somebody said to me, "You know Anderson?" And I said, "He's one of the best men I know. He's a really nice guy. He is really honest and everything else." And they said, "Have you watched his show?" And I said, "Yeah." He's wildly mistaken. And well, how can you say that? I said, because wouldn't you be if you were a Vanderbilt? You grew up in the Vanderbilt family, and then all of your experiences, all of your friends were running in that circle, and then you go right into the media after a big, expensive education and everything else, and then you go and serve with all of these, organizations that, it's like what the president said. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how to describe them. Like the president said, don't go into business. Don't do any of that stuff. Go and serve. Well, it's great to serve, but when you're just kind of serving in the Peace Corps, you don't really understand how things even work in the real world. Even Bono is now saying that. This guy has no friends like me.
But he tries to understand.
He tries to.
And
he
that's
tries
what
to.
makes
He's
it
a
different.
great guy.
Yeah.
So he turned out
tries to.
pretty darn well, considering all of
and
that.
so if you have no friends in your circle saying, dude, you don't actually believe that, do you?
Yeah, nobody
How are you
challenges
supposed to know?
Yeah, and that's what this professor went through. He didn't know a single person, but I love the way he sums this up. Talking about how he doesn't know a single Tea Party member, and all of his impressions come from watching cable TV and reading the paper. He says, I'm a little embarrassed, but mainly I'm just glad I no longer hold this particular mistaken view.
Wow.
That Tea Partiers have no comprehension of science.
And they actually had a higher comprehension.
And they had higher than not only that he expected, but than the average person. The Tea Party members are actually have more comprehension of science than most people. So
I don't understand. What is this science thing?
I don't know. I guess it's the boom god and what is it? Boomstick and sky god.
Yeah, sky god. Yeah. Boomstick and sky gods.
Yeah. So I mean that's pretty amazing. And he goes on to say, "Look, I'm not a Tea Party supporter, and I don't."
How could he be?
Right.
He thought we were, witch hunters.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a positive thing. Here's someone who's honest enough to go through and run the data.
I think that's great. What's the name of this guy?
Dan Cahan.
Dan Cahan will be looking for a job. I hope you have tenure, Dan. Because Yale's not going to keep you around, dude.
Way too honest.
Way too honest. And
but I don't even know any Yale professors, so maybe I'm mistaken in that view.
I do. No.
No. Okay.
No. I know some Yale professors.